Hello everybody, I am Saberwolf, and of course I am joined by Double Down. How you doing there, Double Down?
I am doing great. Saberwolf, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. It is race day here at Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide community. So yeah, we just got done with one race. That was pretty exciting.
Yeah, a bit of a tough race for Jones, but what a turnout! That was a very tough Kefka's Tower there.
Yeah, well, in case you missed it, on the spicy chicken pod, Dr. DT pulls out. I think it was Dr. TT, right? Pulls out the win?
Yep.
Yep. So Dr. TT pulls out the win there. So for that means that coming up for the quarterfinals now, as I get the right slide here, Dr. TT moves on to the quarterfinals. They join Fantasidon, Hashmalum, Kilbasiago, and Dozenty for the 7-way quarterfinal. That'll be coming up next week. And then for tonight, we actually have the Doom Seed match coming up. But before we get to that, one slight note, we were supposed to have a doubleheader action here today, but unfortunately the Infernal Pod, that's going to be delayed to tomorrow now, Friday, April 1st, April Fools, at 4:30 p.m. That'll be Zelva versus Sadokiyaba. Pretty exciting there, too.
That is going to be a great race. I won't be missing that.
So on that note, if we switch over to schedules, that means that again that race will be tomorrow, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. We don't know if that's going to be restreamed yet or not. We'll work on that. But don't forget Saturday. That's a weekend community race, 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on FF6 Worlds Collide on Twitch. So without further ado, we will get to our matchup now. It is the Doom Pod with Javinator and the Green Monkey. How much you know about these two racers here?
I've been watching a fair amount of them. I was in this pod until, I think the second round in which I was handily beaten by both of these who were very, very competent racers. But it's been a tough group. I think it's going to be an underdog story for Green Monkey. Javinator has won, I believe, every week so far, and he's been pretty solidly coming away with 9 minutes, 7.5 minutes. I think last week he won it by 25 minutes. So Jav has been a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, Javinator with the third fastest time overall. Of course, the fastest two top times have been Dozenty. We saw that yesterday, actually, from him. So that's going to be a tough beat as well. But yeah, Javinator has definitely dominated this pod. So I guess you say Green Monkey, a bit of the underdog here, but he's proven us wrong before.
He can definitely win it. I've watched a couple of his practice rounds with the Seed flag set, and I think he pulled a 123 time on one of them recently. So I wouldn't count him out. I think it's going to be a tight one.
So talk about the so what are we seeing differently on this flag set that we haven't seen in earlier rounds here?
Yeah, I mean it's a bit steeper than it's been in the past. I think that the big difference, so scaling has gone up from the early weeks. I think we started off with 2, and once it went up to 2.5, I think people have been really seeing that get a little more aggressive. We're still seeing the same checks for the Zozo clock, for Illumina, which we haven't seen picked up too much. I'm trying to remember what the other main differences have been. So the plus 10 boss levels, that's a big one this year, is that now everybody's starting with plus 10 right off the top, and that really, really makes it so you've got to work fast and try to get a couple fights in maybe to get ahead of that scaling.
Yeah, definitely. The plus 10 boss levels is pretty rough to as a start right off the back. I mean, that's kind of a steep climb to do. But also, the goal gets reduced down by half again. So we started at 10,000, we're down to 5,000, now we're down to 2,500. Dead checks count towards our leveling cap. And there's no free checks. So all the free checks are going to be automatically dead checks. So if you have Setzer at Culligan or Shadow at Gao's house, those are automatically going to be dead. And those are also automatically going to be counting to your cap. And of course, the max scaling is up to 50 now. So it went from 45 and now it's going up to 50.
And we definitely saw that come into play last race just before this, where both Atma Weapon and Magimaster were hitting like a truck in Kefka's Tower, so those bosses are not to be messed around with.
No, not at all. So, Yep. So we're about 1 minute to go here to race time. I'm giving them a countdown just to make sure they're ready. Because we have a little bit of a late start. We were going to start at 9, but we want to make sure that everybody gets interviewed and chatted and like that. So yeah, we just want to make sure our racers are ready to go. We're giving them a long count from 5 minutes down to 1. Gonna give them a 30-second warning. Anything you want to add before we kick this things off here? What do you think we're gonna have for starting characters here?
Oh, I'm definitely looking for a nice Gogo, Umaro, and Strago start. I think that's what we're all looking for here.
Uh, you're evil. That is just evil, man.
No, let's see a nice wide open Terra Celeste Saban. That's the real nice start, I think.
We also have somebody in chat go Gao, Saiyan, and Strago. Well, Gao's interesting because Gao can actually start with two with actually two abilities to start the race with, so it can be pretty good. You could have like Shock and X Magic on Gao for all you know. So there we go. The 10-second clock is started for our racers. So good luck to them as we start our pod race. This is the quarterfinal. This is the final for the Doom Pod race for the quarterfinal entry, and our racers will be going here in 3, 2, 1, and off they go.
So
Oh,
it
that
does look like
delay.
it's
You
gonna
gotta
be
love the delay.
Terra after all. Oh yeah, the delay is a lot of fun, but it looks like we've got
There we
Terra
go.
as well as Gao and Shadow. So that's gonna open up some interesting options. I think I don't know. We're gonna see the beeline to the sealed cave or what?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to see the beeline to Terra's Cave eventually. I'm sure that'll be in the swing of things. Probably do a little bit of shopping in the. Well, you know what? No, because we probably loot the cave first. That we get some more items. But we're probably we're going to hit Returner's Cave on the way to the cave there. Terra with X Magic, Gao with Capture Jump, and Shadow Blitz. That's actually a really good ability start. Yeah. Ooh, Thunder Shield there for Green Monkey and Narsh there. With a little bit of a Narsh World of Balance start here.
Yeah, the air anchor as well will be nice to have if they do find a tools user at some point.
Dried meat. Okay, so we got our dried meat for the Gout check. That's so Green Monkey's off to a really good start here. Thunderblade. Oh, he's going to sell the Thunderblade. That actually had magic power on it, so that would have helped Terra out a little bit with the X magic.
Yeah, now hopefully Javinator will end up finding dried meat too. He
Mega Elixir's too there.
he didn't end up going to Returner's Cave himself, so there's a chance he might not find dried meat right away.
Oh, Metal Knuckle. There you go, Jeff. X Potion Signature. That's not too bad. Dragon Claws in Sky Renderers. In the weapon shop there, I guess. So not great items, but apparently we're just finding all of Saban's weapons here in, in South Figaro.
Yeah, now we just need to find a Figaro brother, I suppose.
Figaro. Ooh, Magus Rod. That would have been good for magic power. But Javier's not interested in it. Actually, he's going to leave, and probably looks like he's going to come back to the World of Ruin, get the rest of the items from there. He's not even going to go to the basement. Or might be electing to go to the cave now.
I mean, it's a bit of a delay heading to Sealed Cave. I thought we might go to Sealed Cave sooner. Do you think that's because of the plus 10 boss levels that there's a bit of concern about getting jumped up? Now, there is no free progression on here, so do you think that's a concern here with going to the Sealed Cave?
No, because I mean, if you get the right items, we also have good abilities. We have, Next Magic's not going to be helpful for now because we don't have any Espers to use with it. Blitz is nice, and what was the other ability? What did Gao have? I forgot. Capture Jump.
Jump.
So Jump is actually decent too. So I wouldn't mind going to the cave because you get so many items that you can just sell and just buy the items you really need, and then you can go into your boss fights and everything. I mean, that's what I would do. And then we have, let's see, Terra. I'm trying to think. There's no real. Well, we actually have Floating Island. Floating Island, we get some combats in before we get to our boss series, and we can get all our levels out of that. So I would actually do Floating. I would do Terra's Cave first. Get all the treasure chest items, all the items in the lava. Go to all my shops and shopping, South Figaro, like that, and then go to either Floating Island or to Serpent's Trench. Get my levels out of that, and then probably do Floating Island after. So Serpent's Trench, then Floating Island.
Yeah, I mean the Velt checks are definitely an early option they could look at. And IKEA will give you a few battles, and I mean they've got the dried meat, so you can really grab that as well, and hope that the RNG gods don't
Ooh,
avoid giving you a chance. But it's a great time to do it too. Your only fight right now is going to be Lobo, so you're not going to be dealing with any senior
yep,
behemoths
that
or
too.
weird configurations where you're not going to get that check quickly.
That is very, very true. So yeah, so definitely do. I would do. So I would do Terrace Cave into Gauss checks, get the levels out of that, and then go maybe to Floating Island to get some Shadow stuff done. Did find a Excalibur in the South Figaro basement here, so that's gonna really kickstart the stats for Terra here.
Yeah, always nice. The Excalibur. Is it a Ragnarok or an Illumina? Not quite, but still not a weapon you're sad to see early on. I mean, good stats on it. Nice way to boost things early. So
It's
that's a
probably yeah,
welcome pickup.
yeah, probably one of the best statted weapons that you get really early because I believe the weapon shops or chests might be tiered. Although some people in chat are saying to sell the Excalibur for the monies. I mean that is another option.
Yeah, definitely an option. Now, I think we've seen them loot at least one elixir as well, and it does feel bad, but selling an elixir is not the worst way to make another quick buck in the early game.
That is very true. You can always buy elixirs or X potions later from an item shop. So sell Excalibur and buy 4 earrings with it. It was what our last race winner, Dr. DT, says. So it
That
must
does
be the right thing to do. I mean,
clearly, I mean, it worked there. So if it works once, it'll work every time.
so Javinator is going to do the treasure room for Terra here. So that tracks with what we were saying. It looks like Green Monkey's right behind him.
Not too exciting of a basement there in the first room. I think we've seen a thunder rod, but not a lot of other exciting stuff other than air anchor. But I think they already had that.
You're actually slightly ahead of me. On
I'm
stream
looking into
here.
the future.
Oh, the future is bright, I hope. No more COVID, please.
If I had that power, I would use it.
Okay, so he's not going to do the Terra's check yet. He's just doing the looting room to go to. Oh, Phasma. Okay. And Green Monkey,
Yeah.
same thing, possibly? Yep.
I mean, yeah, you have to think that's a reaction to the no free progression and the big scaling. Both racers really looking to avoid that early 2.5 levels for the bosses and trying to find some opportunities to get powerful or maybe get some levels before they start getting that scaling started.
Well, we have our first split of the game here. We have Javinator going to. He found his dried meat now. So he actually didn't have the dried meat yet, where Green Monkey did. So he elected to go to Thasma to do some more shopping, maybe to find a dried meat. But Green Monkey already had the dried meat, so he's actually going to start the Gout checks a little bit sooner.
Tomas has also been pretty generous to Javinator. He's picked up a hero ring. He's also picked up. I think he just grabbed something else there that looked pretty good. But the hero ring, nice to have. Wing edge, I think he grabbed as well. So
Oh, get a wing is for free.
yeah, not a bad haul from Tomasa there.
Yeah, not bad at all. Green Monkey, no luck on the first El Lobo. Unfortunately, I don't like these guys killing my brothers, but that's okay. I'm just saying. Yeah, we all want to leave our houses at this point, and that is a Strago. Wow, somebody just cursed this one. Somebody feed the old man. All right. So Strago found on the Velt. Javanator really indecisive. He's going to go down Road to Ruin, actually. Oh, because he can actually, instead of going to... Oh, no! He got the in the sky check. That is a Magimaster Jr. on the random encounter.
Very scary gank in the sky there for a second. You know, you don't want to see Magimaster. Luckily, it's Magimaster's much more tame little brother. So hopefully he can steal some quick levels off of this. Or no, it looks like he might not be doing that at all.
I am not doing my job. I just realized. I'm sorry, guys. He's going to nope out of that one.
Yeah, that's it's always tough, that unexpected Doomgaze fight, even when it's something a little more tolerable. And I don't know that number 24 is really the boss we want to see first thing. You know, I think that's, if you're going to get jumped by a Doomgaze, you'd like to see Leader. That's always a nice one.
Yeah, that's true, and that's a throwing. That's a throwing Strago, by the way. So if we can find some shurikens with some water, fire, or bolt, actually won't be too bad for him because he actually has a little bit of magic power, better than his vigor, obviously. So, um, so yeah, pretty easy to see. Once again, I rolled this, everybody. So obviously everybody's gonna have some great abilities, but unfortunately with my siege, you're also gonna see some very difficult bosses with it too. So. Apparently, that's just how I roll them. But as we said, so Javanator is a little bit of the favorite going into this. After the first 4 weeks, he's had 10 to even 15-minute wins over the rest of his entire pod. I know you were in that pod, so you unfortunately felt that firsthand. So Green Monkey actually doing pretty good. He's a little out to a little bit of a lead right now.
Yeah, it's been a strong pod overall. You know, obviously myself excluded. The rest of the team, or the
Oh,
pod,
come
has
on,
been
you're fine.
really strong competitors. I think I don't know that we've seen Doom in any of them though, and I think we were talking about that on the last race too. That Spicy Chicken had not made too many appearances in that, and I'm not sure if Doom has showed his face. So maybe we'll see a mascot appearance in this race today.
Yeah, I think you're one of the only ones that haven't seen their mascot appear on the screen and be hello. But so Celeste is being, sorry, not Celeste. That's my girl. Terra is being set up for magic here. Looks like Shadow can swing the Excalibur, and he's going to equip Gauntlet on with Atlas Arm. So Shadow really going to be popping out a lot of melee damage here at the early stage, and taking an early dragon here in the Opera House. That seems kind of
I mean,
silly.
it's a bold play, especially if you think you can take the fight. I mean, you know, you're not dealing with dragons who have crazy scaled abilities at this point, so you might not be dealing with the worst they're going to throw at you, and it's a pretty effective way, I guess, if you want to get some of those early levels. But it's a high risk, high reward play, I would say.
Yeah, and finding Boney there on the stage there. And we do have a gal with a jump, and okay, well, even though Shadow has an Excalibur and everything, electing to just use blitzes instead, and that's going to be a little troublesome. You might want to punch him there. Yeah, he's electing to use the Thunder Rod. I don't know how well that's going to do on Scully. And by the way, Green Monkey find Kieran at the end of the Serpent Trench. So that's an Esper for them. But does get through that fight for Javanator for the dragon. Fixed dice.
Yeah, fixed dice.
And
You know,
nobody can use
definitely
them.
something good to
Terra
see
can
at the
use them.
beginning. Oh yeah, that's the worst, isn't it? I mean, the curse of the fixed dice is you now have to find somebody who can actually throw the things.
The chat shall receive. Oh, we'll raise the audio for you on the game background audios for you.
It looks like Green Monkey might be heading over to Gao's dad's house.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the audio, guys. I had to mess with it because I had parent-teacher conferences today virtually, so I had to mess with my audio for that. You wouldn't think it'd mess up my system, but it did a little bit.
It's not a stream without technical issues.
Yeah, it's all good.
Now, Javinator getting the PM Stalker monster in a box, not the sexiest monster in a box encounter, but it's not bad experience early on. So there are worse things I think to run into there, especially at a position where you're probably not terribly well prepared to take on Katana Soul.
Yeah, definitely. And Jetvenator still hasn't actually done a real check yet here. Now he's climbing Narsh to do Tritoch and maybe a second dragon now? This is really interesting strat here from him. We have all these checks you could do with Terra. So half of these checks you can peek ahead of time to see what they are, but electing to just go on the outskirts first and doing Tritoch.
Yeah, I wonder if
Yeah,
the
not
play
even
here
doing
is just to
well.
grab at another dragon and just really try to get ahead of scaling. Now, this will be a scary dragon. It's picked up 10 levels from killing the last one, so it's going to be no joke.
And Green Monkey, I guess he must have been listening to us because he's actually doing Floating Island. That is the progression that you and I kind of agreed on. But Javinator's like, no, I am not following that progression at all.
Yeah, Javinator definitely going in a very different direction. They're both looking to get experience, and they're both taking very, very different approaches to do it. So it'll be interesting to see which of these plays out.
And breaking the ice shield immediately and killing the dragon for second dragon.
Well, it looks like it's going to pay off. So, yeah, I mean, they're only good once unless you use them throughout the seed, in which case they're good many times, but we won't talk about that.
And a second set of fixed ice? Say what?
When they find that Setzer, they're going to be very happy.
Well, I mean, Terra can use them, so... I mean, all you need... It's too bad that Gao can't use it, because with jump fixed dice with a dragon horn, that would actually be amazing as Green Monkey able to take out some ninjas in the sky here. Yeah, the seat is fixed. Yeah, nice try. And we have the former mascot of our last race, Spicy Chickens, in chat, everybody.
Now that is maybe not what you want to see. Javinator should have a little confidence. He's slain a couple dragons, so it's not like he's completely outmatched here, but Poltergeist is not who you want to see very early on in this kind of a race.
Oh, and Terra almost going down on that first little fire 2 out of him. Does have Ice 2 with X Magic, though, so we'll see how many he can push out there before he runs out of MP. And, yeah, this is a lot of damage. 1 down, 2 down. Terror on 2 HP.
Oh, yeah, Spicy Chicken. It doesn't even matter if he's scaled up very high. He's going to throw some hurt.
And there goes the stop out. Yeah, you don't have the stop magic ability. I think I'm noping out of this, but he's going to try to push through. As we find the check now on the other side of the screen, we have Tritoch in this guy as the first boss.
Another annoying boss to fight early when you might not have those defense ignoring options. So you've got to hope you've got fire. And if you don't have that, now luckily I believe they have throw. They've got blitz, so there are some options here. It's not a complete disaster for them.
I think he just tried a fire dance, and I don't think he hasn't learned yet, unfortunately. Or he might have inputted it wrong. Nope, he inputted it correctly. He just hasn't learned fire dance yet. So, but that would be the blitz to use. And here comes a storm. A little bit of damage there.
Yeah, as Shadow Sit's pointing out in chat, we have throw, we have pummel. It's probably going to work out a little better than the Poltergeist fight might. Poltergeist fight is looking very, very spooky with Javinator.
Yeah, he's like, I am the real person of the pod. I am the real god. Wow, and Strago throwing the javelin right in the Tritoch's face for the win. Oh, and that's a wipe for Javinator.
Well, the good news is he did save after that dragon fight, so he's lost a bit of time, but he's still gotten the experience from 2 dragons, so he's not too far behind.
I don't think so either, but I think he's gonna warp back to the airship here and try something else. As boss number 2 for Floating Island is Narapa. not really hard boss.
Nope, nope, not hard at all. Annoying though in the amount of time it'll eat up at the beginning of a fight. However, when you fight it early, it doesn't have enough MP to cast all the condemns, and you save a bunch of time from those animations. So that's the strat right there is find Narapa early. Easier said than done, of course.
Yep, and looks like Green Monkey's going to be rewarded with a Magicite Palador. Javinator found the Thunder Shield's like, where was that 2 minutes ago? I wonder if he's going to take Welk while he's in town. I mean, he's right here. So we might as well just do a Welk check, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you've taken a few bosses and you know it's not going to be Poltergeist, so that's one scary boss out of the way.
Yeah, Javinator being really tactful here, picking up a Break Blade just in case he can't find any Doom or Shotes or something for later on in the race here. Remember, you don't have Mog in the party, so you're not doing Wolf, unfortunately, even though Gao's wearing the Mogul suit. And we have a Go-Go behind Strago, by the way. Go-Go behind Yumaro. And that is not a character behind Welk, which is Air Force. Oh, Lord.
Another boss you really don't love seeing.
Well, unfortunately, we picked up the Thunder Shield to learn Bolt 2, but we're going to have to immediately use this on to get out of this fight here. Yeah.
I really feel with Air Force, there's a nice window in the middle of the game where Air Force is kind of fine to fight. But at the beginning, he's kind of annoying. At the end, he can be kind of scary. So you really want him when you're like level 20, I think.
Yeah, definitely. But we're going to have to sacrifice another shield as we get our first Esper check of the game for Javinator. It is Bahamut.
Javinator using those elemental shields like there's no tomorrow. It's pushing all in at the beginning here.
Well, there is no tomorrow because this is an eliminator race. If you lose, you are out. This is the 2022 Battle Royale, the Doom Pod Final. Winner is going to move on to the quarterfinal 7-way playoff race that we're going to have next week. Don't ask me how we're going to get 7 players on one screen. We're not. But we'll figure it out as we got Frazier and Niles Crane here for the Green Monkey.
Yeah, the Crane brothers are probably not a terrible thing to see here. Now, there were some acronyms being thrown around earlier in the previous seed talking about how people remember which one's weak to which. Those are smarter people than I am. I just spam spells at them and hope they don't absorb. So,
well, like I said, the one I got was Frazier and Niles. Frazier Fire, FF. So, and then the other one's Niles, which is, Bolt. So that's how you remember, apparently. And Javinator.
Niles is Bolt, yeah. Of course, just like the TV show.
Exactly. So, Javinator now doing Floating Continent. A couple people in chat said he does not like doing this check. So, yeah. What was the reward on that? I missed it, unfortunately, on Green Monkey there.
I was trying to fill in the sheet and missed it as well.
No. Fenrir.
Okay, perfect.
Oh,
thank you, Falcon. Well, that's certainly going to be useful for the Kefka fight. So definitely an Esper you'd love to see early.
Yepper, I'm going to put my Wolf Howl in chat for that one. Now, there is a shortcut for this race, by the way. It is 9 characters or 12 Espers. You still need 6 characters, 9 Espers to unlock it. But yeah, that's a bunch of magic, so you're open out of that one immediately for Green Monkey here. But there is an option to do a shortcut of 9 characters or 12 Espers. Dragons is not part of it. But dragons do progress the leveling, though. So the 2 dragons that Javinator did also boosted the levels of this seed as well. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, the skip is an interesting play. Now, Saber, if you were in these racers' boat, when would you be looking to take that skip as an option?
Only if I'm overloaded on one thing or the other. Like if I have like 4 characters and I already have like 11 Espers in my pocket or something like that, then I'm like, okay, I might want to think about maybe doing the extra check for a skip even if I get two more characters. Maybe do one of the characters like easier checks here to do the skip. Let's make sure we have suplex train here. Make sure see Shadow's our blitzer, so we got to make sure Shadow does the suplex here. Or we're gonna void out this race. There we go.
Yeah, we don't want to see an instant disqualification.
All right, so make a note. Suplex for Green Monkey. And down goes the train.
Going to be interesting to see where people go from here. Are we going to see people visit the burning house at this point? Get that one out of the way before the fixed encounters are just more of a hindrance than anything else.
Boy, we have so many options right now. I mean, we still have. I mean, Green Monkey has all of Terra's checks available to him. He also has all the Strago checks available to them. He also has the Shadow. That's Gollum. We have Fenrir and Gollum off the floating continent, and with Merton. And Fenrir with Fire 2, Bolt 3. Woo, we got some good stuff.
Now, Merton it's gonna feel bad for Javinator when he gets that Merton and remembers all those elemental shields that he's snapped over his knee early on.
Yeah, unfortunately. But also that Merton's not going to be much help though, or the Fire 2 is not going to be much help because we do have a spicy chicken awaiting for these racers here. As looks like Green Monk is going to go Cave in the Valdette, which is Shadow's other check, which is peekable.
Yeah, now that's a check I think we often see racers hold on till later because of that peak, especially, in this kind of situation where sometimes you really want to make sure you have that one check to get you to the last Kefka Tower objective. So you must be pretty confident that he's going to be seeing a pretty good offering of other checks moving further into the seed.
Yeah, no kidding. We got a moment here as Green Monkey, as we have Javanier going across the island, which we just saw, and Green Monkey checking in the chest for Master Pug. Man, probably don't want to do this one. Nope, he's smoke bombing out of that one. So while we're finishing up through the cave here, just want to remind everybody, tomorrow, the Infernal Pod, the last pod, the run here, will be 4:30 Eastern. Don't know if we're going to restream for that yet there, but I just want to throw it out there. And Saturday, the weekend community race is back, 7 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, right here at FF6 Worlds Collide on Twitch.
Those community races are almost always a must-watch. I think I've enjoyed almost every one I've seen, so definitely recommend checking that one out. Might even end up seeing the same races you're seeing here, so it's top tier players every time.
Oh yeah, this is the cream of the crop of the community at this point, I guess you could say, for the battle royale we have. I did not participate. I shied away from it a little bit. I had a couple of things going on. Plus, I actually like restreaming it more than I do running it. So I loved being on this side of the race, I guess. But that is an Esper there lying on the ground next to Interceptor.
Yeah, that's going to move him. He's going to be 4 to 6 characters and 5 out of 9 Espers. That's well along the way to his goal.
Ammo weapon, rough. Yeah, but we don't. What I think one of the big items we actually need right now is possibly a golden hairpin or an economizer as Javanator gets to the cranes on the island.
Yeah, about the only time you really stop being disappointed with X magic, I think. You get that economizer and the options open up. Not quite as much as they did earlier in this competition when multi-summon was enabled, but still really changes the X magic equation where you can get economizer as well as maybe some earrings or hero ring.
Yeah, definitely need would be very nice to have that plus the discount, as that's a very dead Atma weapon. Very good job out of Green Monkey. He is cruising.
Yeah, another boss lucky to see early. As we saw in the last race, Atma weapon late game with these flags can be a very, very tall order to run into, where you're going to start seeing fallen ones. You're going to see flare stars. You might even see an appearance by Ultima. So Atma weapon late game, not somebody you want to see with these kind of flags and scaling.
Starlit Esper, pretty good. And I'm really liking Green Monkey's pathing because Javanator already went to Phasma, where Green Monkey was forced there out of a check. So now he's going to get all those good items, the Wing Edge and the Double Wing Edge, sorry, and all these other good items for Phasma and get that hero ring we just mentioned.
Yeah, hero ring going to be big. Never too upset to see a hero ring. Pretty much applicable for almost all builds as long as you don't have your relic slots taken care of.
I also want to note with the double fixed dice we have possibly from Javanator, there was cringy gloves in the relic shop in the World of Ruin Phasma. So double fixed dice is an option.
Very, very time-consuming option.
Yeah, and that's a Magus hat too. Nice. Magus hat for our 2 casting characters. And a Magus rod to go with it. Those are a little more expensive, though.
We've got the Excalibur floating around too, so there's some really good stat sticks out there for any of our caster friends.
And apparently they have a warehouse of wing edges because they also have them in the store. So I guess they just have barrels of them in there, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I think in Vanilla, the Burning House, it had burned down because there were too many fire rods in there. But clearly they've learned their lesson in the randomizer, and they're just storing wing edges in the fallen apart house now instead.
Forced armor? Wow, okay. We're going to do a little peek here in Mobliz, I believe this is. For the Terra, and that's Phoenix. That's another Esper for Green Monkey. So I think I forgot to mark the other one. So he's actually at 5 Espers and 4 characters now. As, whoops, I forgot Javanator's Esper, so he's at 3 Espers. Okay, now we're the moment of truth. Will Javanator suplex the train?
Now, at this point in progression, would you have misgivings about going into this Foombaba fight, knowing that you're going to have to fight whatever boss with only 2 characters? We're looking at mid-20 levels. How do you feel about taking that fight with 2 people in the penalty box?
I actually don't mind it. We're actually Green Monkey. If I'm Green Monkey right now, I am on a roll. I feel like I'm ahead. I'm feeling good. I can take on anything. I got good levels. I got some good spells. I mean, I feel good. Like, I would not even... I might want to nope out of it if it's a bad one, but I would just take it. I'm feeling good right now.
Even levels, so Doomgaze is not going to cause any sort of unsightly wipes, so that's a nice thing to see.
Yep, that too. By the way, Javanator is getting his 4th Esper right off this dive off of the island. He's going to be very happy to see the Golem to go with the Fenrir. Another deviation. We're actually going to go to... looks like we're going to Zozo, which is Terra's check here. Possibly do the Dragoon Clock. I don't know. I mean, we do have a jumper with Gao naturally to try to get a Dragonhorn out of that. So we'll see.
It's an interesting option, especially if you roll a seed where the offensive options are not there. Now, have we seen too many racers actually do the clock?
Oh, it's Vanilla, by the way, Green Monkey. And he is doing the clock, too.
He's back for more.
So we have Vanilla Poombaba, so don't adjust your streams here. That is a Vanilla. But it looks like Javanator is taking the notes for the clock. It looks like it might be Vanilla here on the clock. Yeah, it might be a Vanilla clock here. Nope, it's not. Okay, now we know it's not. So we know it's 40 seconds.
I guess we'll have to see how many clues he goes for before he just starts brute forcing that clock.
You probably go for all of them. Move along now, move along. By the way, Green Monkey looks like he's going to reset out of that fight, unfortunately. Poombaba has a lot of health. So that would be a very long fight to get through. So, but that's okay. Oh no, he did not save before the last fight, so he's actually gonna do um this fight all over again in the cave.
That is always a bad feel. I think we've all been there, we've all done it, and that feeling at the pit of your stomach when you realize you're 2 steps ahead of your last save point, it's a tough one.
Oh, I did that right here on FF6 Worlds Collide community race. I had to reset out of Kefka's tower, and I reset myself two or three checks back before Kefka's tower, and I had to sit through a bum rush again. So I had to sit through the
Oh
bum
yeah.
rush scene. Oh my goodness, it was
The
rough.
Duncan training session, it feels a little longer every time you do it, I think. It does look like Javinator's making pretty quick work of the Apple brand Pooh Bears there.
Vargas and the Pooh Bears. Does clear the way for a pummel here if he just was instantly in this fight. See what Gao does for damage. Oh, Interceptor going in for the block, but he didn't input it correctly? Okay. That's a little rough. Green Monkey now having to re-loot Thasma and possibly have to resell, rebuy the Magus hats he found here. But he doesn't have to go through all the other shops because he knows the rest of the shops have nothing. But he is going to go back to the armor shop probably and get those Magus hats.
It's always tough seeing that save situation, but we do at least see Vargas go down. No pummel. I think Javinator very aware of that scaling and trying to avoid losing any XP, and I don't think he would get that XP if he pummeled him to death. I think Vargas would just
That's true.
get Thanos snapped and disappear. So
That is true. This is a new check for us here, so we'll see what we got. Oh, we got Cyan. Interesting. Cyan with what there?
Morphin Cyan.
Another Muddy Morphin Cyan. Okay. We'll see if he can use. I guess we can see if he used some big weapons and maybe put the Excaliburs or something like that to use here. I guess as Javinator teleports back down to the basement because that's back down the beginning of Zozo because that's the only way you can get out there, and then try to go for the clock here. So our clock is looks like it's 8, 10, 40. Nope. Try that again. 8, 50, 40. Nope again.
The joy of the Zozo clock.
And I guess that's a no-go there. I guess 2 tries and not. Some of the chat is saying it's supposed to be 8, 20, 40, actually.
Although, that person in the chat could themselves be from Zozo, in which case that would be the exact wrong answer.
Yeah, it's true. Leader check immediately after. That is not a character. Had to double check myself there because we did start with Terra. Infrit and Shiva. And by the way, Green Monkey's actually doing the treasure hunt here. Abbott's Rock. I actually would have done that right after the shadow check because you're practically right there at Abbott's Rock there when you jump on the ship, so.
Hide and check can be a painful experience sometimes, depending on how stingy it wants to be. We're seeing a lot of single coral drops here, so I'm sure Green Monkey is having a lot of fun looting these chests.
Yeah, this is complete RNG. You want rando on a rando? This is the randomest rando that you can get, and he actually keeps getting into the chest boss room, but just doesn't have enough coral for it. And that's a
And of
very
course,
dead
that'll
Shiva.
stop. The moment he gets that 20-second piece of coral, he'll never see that boss again. That chest will be completely AWOL.
I think the cores do give like up to 5 pieces. There we go. We got 3 in one there. About time. Leader is down for Javinator screen, and we have a Dragonhorn as a dead check. But that's a Dragon Horn for Gao, so we're not actually upset about that.
Yeah, that's a tough break. I think we only see one or two dead checks when no free progression is on. So, it's not something you want to see. One of those actual dead checks show up in here.
Yeah, and this is Ultros 4 at the Ebbets Rock. So no XP out of this one.
No, going to get sneezed away, but at least it looks like they've got the good elemental attacks. So, not a fight that they're going to struggle with.
No, I think this both three will do it. Yep. So we're going to sneeze our way back to Phasma a second time. And Javier going back to Zozo. Now I think he figured out what the clock is actually supposed to be.
Looks like a carbuncle out of the Haydn cave.
It's just to make it more realistic for you. I actually have thunder going on outside my windows, just to make the rain even more realistic here in Zozo. Hey, Dragoon complete there for them. So that's... Oh, Dragon Horn. Oh, so we're going to turn Cyan into a jumper as well. There we go. So 2 Dragoons in the party between Gao and Cyan, which means we're going to need some beefy defense for Terra, as she's going to be the magic casting ground unit for there. By the way, if you want to start your own racing in seas, head over to www.ff6wc.com. We have some Moogle starter seeds for you to try out. They're a little easier to do, and so you can enjoy that. We are following our 2 runners here, Javinator and Green Monkey. Green Monkey FF is their Twitch channels for that. So go follow them over there. As Javinator is going to go into the dream, and Green Monkey is actually doing the Zozo chick that we just saw from Javinator.
Now we've still seen both racers, I believe, now have access to Merton. I don't even think we've really seen any sort of hint that they're considering Merton strats. At what point in this sort of seed do you think they would start thinking about that, or do you think they're going to need to, given the other options they already have?
I think they get the options they have, especially if you're Javinator. I already saw 2 elemental shields, and I busted both of them. And I do not think the shields are actually sold in stores. So at this point, I'm like, Merton's really not on the table at this point. Unless I miraculously find some other elemental fire absorbing defense, which I did see a red jacket, and we have 2 jumpers in the air, that would be my only other option as we go into the Stooges check for Flame Eater. Speaking of fire, we have something that eats it.
Another reasonably tame boss that probably won't give Javinator too much trouble. Both of these guys getting a little bit of a break on the bosses right now.
By the way, Javinator has not done any of the Gao checks yet. So Javinator still has the Gao checks available, has not gotten Strago. And Green Monkey has not... is about to get his Cyan after this fight. Which will open up, which after this, I would just flip over to World of Ruin and go straight to Mount Zozo. Although, no, that's actually a dead check. Never mind. Maybe get a dragon out of it. I don't know.
I always have a hard time remembering to switch gears into no free progression. When you don't have those free lunch checks, it's hard to get your head around it sometimes, I think.
Terra getting her dad off that last check. The Manduin Esper. A lot of family in this game. I do like that part. Let's see where Green Monkey goes from here. There's my girl. Celeste is in Cheyenne's dream. Oh, she's in my dreams. Malzozo isn't a dead chick? Is that because it's gated behind the rusted door?
Yeah, interesting that they would not consider that a dead check. I mean, there's no forced
Huh.
fight there. All you need
Yeah.
is 1,000 gold and the willingness to skip a dragon fight.
Yeah, I know. That's interesting. I thought I was a dead check. So maybe I would go there. Yep, that's what Green Monkey is going to do. Because, I mean, you immediately switch over to World of Ruin. And Zozo is almost the exact same spot in both worlds. So you could just flip over to World of Ruin and you're almost in the right spot. Oh, but
On the
did
bright
not
side,
have... Forgot to equip the charm bangle, though. Or the Moogle charm,
oh
though.
yeah, that always feels bad. A convenient dragon fight though, if he is looking to get some XP
Oops.
now,
Forgot that
not a
these...
terrible time to grab a dragon.
Oh, and I forgot to heal. So he's got, like, nothing. So probably not going to take a dragon fight either, unless he uses a 10 or a sleep bag or something here. Wow, this is turning into a rough fight now after forgetting to put a Moogle charm on. My goodness.
Never fails. Now, if he was trying to grind on purpose, then of course he'd be getting useless fights. But the moment you get that unexpected fight, that's when you're going to get Intangier or something jumping you.
Yeah. Well, Ton of Armor is sitting on the World of Ruin throne in Doma Castle, as as this would be the fight to get Celis on the team, or Celeste.
Well, it is Science Nightmare, and he is afraid of machines, so I guess this is sort of on brand here.
No, Science Nightmare is coming soon to a Seat of the Week here. Actually, it's in testing. Just wait.
Now, do we think Javinator is going to take advantage of his brand new Celeste and do some of those checks? We've got the Magitech
Ooh.
factory. It'd be interesting to see if Javinator explores those options.
Nope. Looks like since he took the character out of the group, that tells me that they're gonna do the Veldet Gao check, which is actually going to give them character number 6. Since they only have 3 characters in the group, I'm going to assume that that means they're going to do that check, and there's also Magicite after that. So 2 Magicite and a character in the dream, and Ice 3. Green Monkey did pick up, looks like a fire shield eventually from somewhere, so he actually has 1 of each elemental shield still, while Javanair had to break all of his.
The Merton Strat dream is alive.
Yes, for at least for Green Monkey it is. Yep, I was right. So he's going to do the Veldet check for Gao, going into the Shadow check into Cave and the Veldet back to back, as Green Monkey gets the Dragon Fight in. The Mount Zozo did heal up. It's going to be a Red Dargon.
Interesting decisions now for Javinator on party composition. Do we think he'll be adding the Strago throw to the mix, or
absolutely not.
will it be more Celeste?
Absolutely
Do you mean you don't
not.
want a slow, feeble old man to be throwing things on your team?
No, definitely not. Interesting thing, Monkey is actually running into a slight problem right now. Has not found character number 5 yet. So that is a little bit of a worry here. Sorry about that.
Yeah, falling a bit behind. Hasn't passed a check in a little bit. However, that Dragon XP is going to make a big difference, and he'll probably start clearing checks nice and fast now.
Ooh, Dragonhorn. There you go. So getting the Dragonhorn off the dragon there for Gao, so that'll help. Remedy in the chest, that's a little disappointing, and that's a Magicite. So crazily enough, due to the checks that we have for Green Monkey, not finding the other two characters there. That's the Cyan. Oh wait, didn't he get Cyan? I think he got Cyan, didn't he?
Yeah, he should be at
Yeah, he
5.
should be at 5 because he got Cyan there. So he's actually down a character, strange enough. But he still hasn't done Dream, and Dream would actually put him one Esper away from getting into Kefka's tower. So probably go to the Dream next after equipping some new Espers here to learn some more magics.
It looks like Javinator has returned to the scene of the crime where he encountered his good friend Poltergeist. I'm not sure. I didn't actually catch if he's in World of Ruin or World of Balance right now. I guess we'll find out very
Well,
shortly. But
definitely in World of Ruin, since the dragon and the Kefka and Narshers, neither one of them are there. So he's definitely in World of
yep.
Ruin because he already took the dragon fight
So
here.
he's going back for vengeance against Poltergeist.
Yep, but the thing is, we don't know if that's actually an Esper or anything yet. So this is kind of a hit or miss here. When we still have all of Celeste's checks, we still have all of the Magic Tech facility to try to get a couple Espers out of. So we know Celeste's jail is definitely not a Esper character, so we know that. And we don't need to do Tower of Fanatics either, or Ebbett's Rock, so Javinair is relieved on that one. So it looks like he just wants to do some other things and then have Magitech facility in his back pocket, I would say.
Yeah, the Science Nightmare, which Green Monkey's going through. So when he finishes that up, he'll come out of there with Maduin, Celeste with Lore, and Zone Seek. So that'll really help Green Monkey out.
Yeah, like I said, he's going to put him on one Esper away from getting into Kefka's tower. And having decent, I mean, the only other thing he would probably do is try after finding that one Esper is maybe grab a dragon, probably do the Opera House dragon, get a couple more levels up and some magic power to learn some of the last Espers here.
Now, Saber, how do you feel about the Zen Thief? Knowing that you can take that Esper, but you're going to take a big hit on those boss levels.
I do not take intentional penalties, okay? No on the auction house, no on the Zen Thief. I do not want to make this harder than it has to be. Not when I have like all of like I still have Welk that's available to me. I still have Celeste's check, so that'd be Magic Facility. So I have 2 tries to try to get an Esper out of Magic Facility for Celeste. And oh no, Jevinair's gonna reset again.
Poltergeist is he's still after him.
Yeah, apparently he doesn't want to work 2 races in a row. He was already the mascot for the last race, and doesn't want to deal with this our Doom pod. Is a fellow warring triad teammate. So this is round 3 for Javinator here on the spicy chicken. Hopefully bringing some blue cheese this time, as there goes Flame Eater down.
And it really goes to show you on these flag sets, now that we're deep into the Battle Royale, that the scaling, you really can't take it lightly. You know, you start out with that plus 10 levels, and then the 2.5 scaling, where in a normal seed, you'd be well ahead, you'd be very comfortable, boss XP would be keeping you afloat here. You've really got to be careful because a couple of these bosses, they're going to scale up and they're going to start doing some really, really mean things, as we're seeing here from Poltergeist for the 3rd time.
Yeah, and we don't really have the stop to really make this an easy fight. As Green Monkey is going to be very happy to see Celeste for character number 6 that he needs. And he does have that 1 Esper, so he's up to 7 Espers now. But I guess right now, our focus is right now on the spicy chicken here. I didn't see what the lures were for Celeste there. I know he was hovering on it. Oh, yes, Quasar.
Yeah, definitely. You don't hate seeing Quasar. It's not quite Grand Train, but it's the next best thing, and it looks and sounds a lot cooler, I would say. That's my hot animation sprite take for the night.
That's your hot 16-bit take on that? Yeah, this has been rough for on chicken here.
Yeah, I don't know if there's ever a time you really want to see Poltergeist, but clearly, if there were a time where you would want to see it, this still is not one of them.
Yeah, no kidding. I wonder if so are you gonna put in Celeste over Strago? You asked me, I'm asking you back.
I don't know. You know, on one hand, you've got to dance with the one that brought you sometimes, but on the other hand, it is Strago with Throw, and he's very slow, he's very old, and he needs a bit of a rest. And Celeste with Quasar is no joke. Plus, you really have to like Celeste in your party, knowing that any of the good gear that comes your way, you've got at least one person who can equip it. There's very few high end items that Celeste can't equip, so she opens up a lot more options versus a Strago who might only be able to equip that Punisher or Magus Rod and some hope.
Shadow Sid in chat pointing out a very special note that there is a objective available to our runners as Tunnel Armor goes immediately down on a Green Monkey screen. Excuse me. That you can get it a free Illumina if you do FedEx Tower, Latte River, and Opera House. That is open. The other two being Phantom Train and Phoenix Cave, which are not open. So we could get a free Illumina if these guys choose to. Phonetics Tower, Latte River, and Opera House, which also could get them an Esper each to give them a shortcut?
I mean, it's on the table here. We can get to pretty much all of those checks, can we? I mean, we can do Opera House, we can do the train, you can do the tower. Heck, you can do the Leet River if you really have that sort of masochistic streak in you.
Yeah, no kidding. He unlocked Final Kefka. I must have missed a Magicite for him. So actually, so never mind. Green Monkey's actually on the hill. I'm sorry, I must have missed Esper somewhere, guys.
Javinator's long national nightmare is over. The poltergeist has been brought low. Terra, the last lady standing at the end of the day, but he's rewarded with a Magicite for his long effort.
Yeah, the only Esper I wish that was after all that would probably be Kieran or Siren. But Unicorn, not the greatest one there, so...
No, and I don't think we've seen Mute from either of these spell lists.
I did see somebody learn Mute. It did pop up on the screen either naturally or whatever, but I did see somebody said learn Mute. So on at least Green Monkey's side. So there is something available, and is he going to... Okay, he's going back to Phasma, World of Ruin, doing a little bit of last minute shopping, as Javiter is going to do the Magitech facility, like we thought he would, to try to get the last two Espers out of this.
It's a great spot to go looking for him. Those first two checks, you can get in and out of there very quickly, and great spots to pick up some last minute Espers, especially with no free progression.
Yeah, I wouldn't even bother doing the third part of this either. I would just do the first two, nope out, and then try something else. I mean, we still have all of the rest of Terra's checks, and you think he's only done... you still have the Moba's check available. We still have the... which we know is Poombubba, unfortunately, which is not going to be an easy fight. We still got, I hate to say this, Phoenix Tower and Abbott's Rock available for Javinator. So we got those available, as Green Monkey is going to do the Opera House Dragon as predicted.
And Fanatics Tower, not a terrible option in this seed. I think we've seen a lot of level 3 spells floating around, so this is not a group that's afraid to go take some magic fights. I think the Dragon here, good play by Green Monkey. He's at that sort of awkward position, right, where you've hit the requirements, but do you have the confidence in your levels to get through Kefka's Tower, knowing that there's been some kind of spooky boss fights already? So very wisely. He's taking a little bit more XP for the road here, and I think it's tough to have the discipline to not want to get too many levels. But again, you're level 31 here. I think it's time to get a little bit more XP before you make the big trip to the big junk tower.
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastodon pointing out Cursed Ring has the best description in the game. I would argue that dried meat gives it a good run for its money. Dried meat, eat when hungry. I think it's hard to argue with that kind of on-brand description.
He has the meats.
Is food.
That would be better, actually. Dried meat is food, or dried meat, it's jerky. Javinator falling down into the pit of despair. By the way, did take the dragon horn off and put gauntlet on, so turning Cyan into a single jumper as we have a Señor Behemoth estoy al abasement.
The Skull Dragon has been brought down.
Did Celeste get dragon boots too? Wow, so we have 3 jumpers, I guess, working. Oh, my goodness. Hello. Oh! Fixed dice Celeste jumper. Okay. That's why you took the dragon horn off. Okay, so Celeste is able to roll fixed dice jump.
Definitely a dragoon happy seed. As we see Green Monkey heading to the tower, levels are still not that high. He's level 33. How do you feel about your party? Level 33. You've got to solo some bosses with these people. How are you feeling in that situation, Saber?
Well, he didn't take any dead checks. He did take, 2 dragons. So let me put the other dragon up there. He has good offense. Doesn't have health. So my question is, do you have the defensive abilities to keep that low health totals up? That would be my question for this. Offense is decent. Not as good as Javinator's now with the fixed dice, because Green Monkey does not have the fixed dice that Javinator has. Or I might have just got one with the... actually, he just got one with Scully Dragon, I think. So, maybe he'll see that and figure it out. That's not something you'd actually see visually. Yeah, I think it's just all about... being low HP and just... Oh, that's a dead check for Javinator.
Well, I mean, it's dead, but it is Ragnarok, so if you're going to get a dead check, that and Illumina are my kind of dead checks.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good item, but still a dead check and you're in the middle of a check series as your opponent is now taking the lead in the Kefka's tower. I mean, that's not... He doesn't know that because they can't see each other's screens. But that's not going to feel good right now.
Green Monkey definitely ahead, but we've seen how fast things can change in Kefka's tower. So this is still a wide open and very very scary race, depending on the wrong boss at the wrong time here in Kefka's tower,
and
or the Magitech factory,
or the Magitech facility fighting the wrong boss. Do we have any level 5s? We do have 2 level 5s. Oh no! And we have a French vanilla Inferno. That's Inferno Junior for Green Monkey there. Much rather see that one.
Yeah, Inferno's large adult son is a little less spooky than Inferno himself.
By the way, when I was making these graphics and everything, could not find a decent Inferno sprite or picture or anything anywhere. He is not a very drawn character, I guess, from this game.
I mean, arguably he's not very photogenic as it is. His neck is uncomfortably long, I would say. I don't get a good feeling in my tummy when I look at that sprite.
By the way, Celeste in a Moogle suit. Just want to point that out.
It's a fashion statement,
I guess, yeah.
It's working. They did a timely kill on number 128 there, so if looking like a Moogle is the thing that gets you past that finish line, then, you know, Cupo, I guess.
Yeah, 1 minute flat there on the Kefka's Tower entry. Oh, ooh, I thought he was going to take a dragon there.
You know, there was somebody in the Doom pod earlier in the Battle Royale who did try to take a dragon solo near the end, and well, that person's commentating and not competing anymore. So
Oh, man. Okay,
don't do
stop
that.
beating yourself. That's the
Don't do
third time
that,
you beat
kids.
yourself up, man. Don't beat yourself up anymore, bro. Come on. You're fine.
Now, this Doomgaze also is really holding the line here. He's not going down in a hurry.
No, Doomgaze is a lot more meatier than you would think, as that's a quad jump there from Celeste. He's a lot meatier than you'd think he would be. I'm not sorry, that was Gao. I'm sorry. Gao's wearing the Moogle suit on Jav, and Green Monkey has the Moogle suit on Celeste. That's gonna be hard to remember. Anyways, but yeah, Doomgaze is a lot meatier than you think. So,
Definitely a bit of a time sink boss. There's a few of those bosses that you really don't want to see at the end. Guardian, another great example of a boss where you run into him late, you might not die, but you're going to be there for a few hours getting through that huge HP pool.
whew, Javanair having to bust out the quick strats now.
Always a bit awkward when you have to spend the first bit of the fight reviving half the team and kind of recovering from there. Kind of puts you on your back foot early.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, after this fight, I mean, this might actually still be only an Esper. This will only be an Esper, so you still got to find another Esper after this, after all this fighting.
Well, desperate times, there's always the Zen Thief.
Oh, try to cast Doom on Terra, which is doing all the damage, but she says, no, you're going down. And also, I want to point out, this has only been 5 minutes into the tower for Green Monkey. He's going into the second set of switches here.
Green Monkey making terrific time, really just blazing through the tower.
I wish you would move that mouse thing, though. It's really starting to annoy me. I think it's mine. Ooh, Cure 3. Okay.
Now, Green Monkey in practice, he did manage a 123 on this exact same flag set. So, is he going to beat that 123 time? Can he do it?
I noticed that this flag set, even when I ran it, I did run one test run of it a week or so ago, and I even realized I was actually running faster on this one. So this is a faster flag set than we had the previous weeks. So I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing, but yeah. That is something to know. We have a Dataluma fight on our hands, and that's some big damage coming out from Shadow and Celeste.
Dataluma, a much more favorable boss fight to have on those last three bosses. This is not the time when you want to see the Guardians or Warring Triad bosses or anything with an elaborate World of Ruin sprite. This is a good time to fight Umaro. It's a good time to fight Leader. And speaking of bosses that can eat up a fair amount of time, our good friend Rex Soul, who the animations of his little friends despawning and respawning, that can really put a damper in your timer. Even if you've got all the pieces of the puzzle to fight this boss and not be in any danger, even if he doesn't take your life, he's going to take a bunch of seconds off your clock.
Yeah, especially with Celeste, whose main damage has been Quasar and AoE Magics, and you have Shadow, who's got Dragonhorn. Yes, one of those hits are going to hit your main target, but the rest of your hits are going to hit the other two, which is going to cause that delay of them despawning, respawning again. So this is going to slow Green Monkey down a little bit, as Javanair looks like is going to go into the Cave of the Valdette here, which is an Esper. So that should put him on the hill here in a little bit.
Looks like Rexel has come down. It's always a bit of a dicey proposition going in there with the jumpers, but he managed to get through with most of his time still intact. So uh, nice outcome for Green Monkey.
Statue number 1 down for Green Monkey. I hate to say upset alert but all throughout the whole series, I mean, Javanair has been just dominating this pod. So I hate to put the jinx on, but this could be upset alert here.
Javanator has been a force of nature in this pod, not just in this pod, but in the entire competition. One of the 3 best times has come from Javanator. So a loss here, I mean, it can happen to anybody. That's Worlds Collide. Any given seed, any given day, you never know what's going to happen. And certainly Green Monkey is a fierce competitor too. So this is still anybody's race. But yeah, we could have an underdog story here.
And Green Monkey has been putting a lot of time. I've been seeing him on the Twitch channels as that switch number 1 for him. I've been seeing him a lot on Twitch channels, doing a lot of practice seeds this last couple of weeks. So he's been putting a lot of extra time in, learning the flags, getting his timings down, as Javanair is going to see that 9th Esper he needs laying on the ground there next to Interceptor. And this is, oh boy, Vanilla Bean Goddess.
Yeah, no, this is an upsetting thing to see here.
Yeah, unfortunately, for those of you who follow along Final Fantasy lore, Goddess is immune to water and lightning. So something I learned the other day was the spoilers for Final Fantasy 13-3. One of the characters actually turns into the Goddess for a short time. So, and her name was Lightning. So interesting parody there.
Now, fortunately, they're coming into Goddess without any characters who are depending on fight, so don't have to worry about the characters kind of turning friendly on Goddess.
Especially when they're dead on the ground, like cow, unfortunately.
Well, I mean, when you encounter a Goddess, sometimes the thing to do is a human sacrifice. So I think Terra's making the wise choice by offering up Gao as an offering to Goddess.
Yeah, that's a very burning effigy of a when you cast Merton there. So.
Well, I mean, they do say you are what you eat, and Gao does like eating dried meat. So, hey, if the shoe fits,
that is the final Kefka unlock for a Javanator. Ooh, Terra getting low, but getting an elixir in her, so she's back on her feet again.
Clutching out the survival on that Aqua Rake.
X Magic Merton. That's gonna. I mean, I wish. I found that golden hairpin or something, because this is taking a lot of MP. By the way, you know which direction Goddess is facing by her hand pointing at towards your characters. A heat takes her down. Big fight win.
Yeah, poor Gao. I mean, Gao died so that Terra could live. F's in chat for Gao. He did the ultimate sacrifice there, and I think it paid off. Terra got the win, so I think Gao was the real MVP in that fight.
And he did jump. He did put in a couple thousand damage, though, before he had to sacrifice to the Merton there. And also, Green Monkey did get these characters kind of late, so their levels are a little bit higher than Javanair's characters are. Their backup characters rise. So Green Monkey does have a little bit of a backup. I mean, level 25 isn't great, but you know, it is going to help a little bit. Javanator hitting Kefka's tower now at 112, call it 25 here. So he is 12 minutes, 25 seconds behind Green Monkey. Oh boy.
He's got a bit of a time to make up, but all it really takes is one untimely wipe. We've seen it. How many times have we seen it, Saber?
We saw it yesterday at K3. One of our runners was in the lead and then wiped at K3, and the other one won. as we have. Okay, well, or we just get Kefka now and just end it. So, I mean, we
I
also
think
have
that
that
counts.
option.
Yeah,
Yeah, that counts.
really. I mean, tier 3, all it takes is a quick whirlwind followed by a meteor, and that can be right back to the bottom.
Cyan with the morph. He came to play. And swinging Excalibur, too. Oh, that was short lived. Javner getting into his first fight is going to find out that's a Vanilla Bean Inferno Jr. But it has Bolt 3, so this should be a very quick fight.
Yeah, great way to start the tower, seeing a boss like that.
So I think this is Green Monkey's weakest duo team with Strago and Cyan.
Yeah, this Kefka is eating up a lot of time. This is usually a pretty quick fight, so surprising to see that Kefka really slowing him down before he can go fight, well, Kefka again.
But Strago is going to channel his inner. Okay, he gets Kefka now. That's good. I was going to say just channel his inner Tella and just cast Meteor Merton to get through the fight.
Green Monkey, he's sticking to the strategy that works. He knows when you fight a god, you have to sacrifice somebody. So he's fighting God Kefka. He sacrifices Cyan, and he's 2 for 2 on that strategy.
Yeah, a lot of Merton sacrifices there. Well, that means Green Monkey is going to be getting here to the switches of Final Kefka here in a second. We'll see what his final climb time was. It is going to be a little on the high side, though. Got to slow down there on the Kefka fight here. Doing some last-minute prepping.
Now they're both pretty well equipped for the rigors of the Kefka fight. However, have we seen any instant death?
I have not seen any instant. I have not seen Doom. Have not seen Odin. Have not seen Raiden. I do. Maybe they have a break blade. I don't know. But I do not see any instant deaths. So this is going to be cutting through all the extra HP on long arm and machine to get there. Yafe just say you saw X zones. We do have an X zone.
Well,
So I guess
cursed
they do have
ring,
that.
which the cursed ring is cursed, as we know from the game.
Yes, we know it's cursed. Yeah. By the way, 15-minute, 8-second Kefka Tower for Green Monkey. So a bit on the higher side. Usually want to see it around 12 minutes. So Terra, Shadow, Celeste, Cyan, and Shadow on the back. Cyan's on the backside. Shadow's in. Double X Zone, X Magic, I guess, here. Don't know what he was looking for there. I saw... Oh, he's looking for Doom. Not... Okay, so he does have Doom. So...
Yeah, then this
but
this
the
has
miss.
all the makings of being a smooth-ish Kefka's Tower fight, but again, can't take this for granted.
Shadow misses with Doom, and Drifter goes, "Dang it, I'm going to bite you instead." Strago gets it, though. Now, you can cast AoE fire spells at this point because the head is weaker to fire than short arm is. So you're always going to do higher damage to the head you will to the arm, short arm. So you can actually catch up on the damage on short arm and still kill the head before the short arm. You don't want to leave the head up last because that's going to have Quake, and that's really going to decimate your party.
Yep, that is always a danger. Tier 1, if you don't kill these guys in the right order, if that face happens to be the last thing that goes down, he's going to try to take down everybody with him, and often he succeeds at doing that. So always very particular what order you kill these first guys in.
Javanair on the first set of switches, second set of switches at 17 minutes. So that is about the same amount of time.
And we did see Green Monkey get a little tied up on a couple of these bosses. So if Javanator's party lineup happens to be just a little more advantageous, Javanator could make up a bunch of time here.
Well, we do see Shadow, who was dropped from the group, I believe, and then Terra, who's been the all-star, I guess, of the group because of the X magic to start with, and been there since the beginning of the game. Now also has Cure 3 on Green Monkey's screen with an X magic, so it can heal the party and deal damage and heal the party even more so if you have Celeste with some fire absorption there. So hopefully has a bunch of X magic. That is the end of K1. That is 118.19 for K1.
Pretty smooth experience there for Green Monkey so far. They're cruising up the tower here.
Why don't you walk us through Tier 2 here?
Well, tier two is if you don't have the pieces to deal with everything, this can be the scary part. We've got that fellow in the back, well named Magic, and he will cast all manner of awful things. However, he's weak to mute. So the first thing our racers usually want to do, shut him up. Now we've got tools in the middle. It's either that piece of machinery or that girl who's tied up against the tree. Who knows? It was the 90s. It was a crazy time for designing sprites, but tools vulnerable to instant death. So you want to hit him with X Zone, hit tools with Doom, hit tools with Magitech or Sword Tech 8. From there, you've got the Tiger Face. You usually want to hit that with ice, clear that up before it starts doing some horrible things to you. And then the fellow with the sitting on the tiger's head with a loincloth. It's a fashion statement. And you want to take him out. Of course, when he dies, he's going to do 10 hits. That's 10 attacks straight to your team. So if you don't have the defense, if you don't have Phantom, sometimes he'll get a quick gank in there. But generally, as long as you've got mute and instant death, this is a reasonably predictable fight.
And one thing I will note about these Mertens that are coming out from Terra, hopefully we have a bunch of X Ethers, Elixirs, and stuff to keep her topped off, because she does not have an economizer. She does not have a green hairpin, I think. So we got to make sure she stays topped off with all this damage she's laying down here.
Yeah, there was some good fortune early with the elixirs. I know the South Figaro trip, I think these people walked out of South Figaro with 3 or 4 elixirs right from there. So elixirs were just rolling in the streets for our racers today.
So this was the rough spot here for Green Monkey. It took a little bit longer on Kefka than as expected. So it looks like Javanir is just going to do a bunch of weapon throws here, and does have Gao with, I believe, with the Greenhorn jump here, or Dragonhorn jump, sorry. So this should get through pretty darn quick, that will do a lot of damage.
Yeah, you have to think our Moogle Gao is going to make short work of this. And right there, that's what, 3 minutes of catch up right off the top there. So
yeah, so Javanir does have more damage output, does have the fixed dice jumper in Celeste, does have 2 other jumpers as well. That's was a frozen shadow, but luckily we have Merton to unthaw him.
Wow, yeah, Merton, just a lovely thing to have when you're dealing with these trolley freezing abilities. So, yeah, one of the many virtues of Merton strats right there.
Man, Strago using Merton, Celeste using Merton. It is a straight up Merton strats here.
And it's funny because early on it didn't look like we were going to see the Merton strats. It looked like there was going to be a lot of Dragoon, a lot of other options. And yet in the end, all roads have led to Merton, as we see 10 hits coming out now.
Yeah, 10 hits coming out. Tiger, I believe, is also still alive here, as we're going to top off Terra again with another elixir. Yes, Celeste and Cyan are there. They're just both in the air right now. Neither of them with dragon horns, though.
Yeah, I'm going to slow that down. It's going to take him a second round of jumping, but that should hopefully finish off Didaluma pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's down to his at least his 3rd health as Quasar comes out to try to finish it off.
Yeah, maybe hedging against the Iron Fist summon just in case it comes out.
That should be the end of magic here for Green Monkey. Yep. Magic's dead, and looks like the rest is dead, so that is 122.37 for Kefka 2.
Now, tier 3, this is an interesting situation for a Merton Strats team. This is the one spot where Merton, you're going to need something else. That lady in the back with 9,999 hit points, every single element will be absorbed by her. So Merton is not going to get that job done. And if you don't kill her, you're not getting through this. So, Sarah, what kind of options do you think they're going to use to get rid of Girl in the back?
Well, okay. Well, our first option right now is we just get hit with whirlwind, and our entire team almost just died. So, our first option right now is to heal the team.
So a bold strategy, but I think it's probably the right one.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh my god, cross there. Yeah. How to kill Girl? Well, we have Quasar from Celeste. That is non-elemental damage. Does a little bit. Terra does. Didn't see Flare. I didn't see Meteor. Just going for sleep immediately, and just hopefully Shadow can just target Girl, I guess. And that's Girl down. Whoa, well, okay, that whirlwind animation was really weird.
Oh yeah, really weird.
Looks like Terra's gone into full healer mode here, as just to keep the party up and running. Celeste is gonna go down probably at the rate we're going at for damage here. Hopefully we have a life 3 to bring her back. I said wild wind. When I was growing up, it was W wind, so I called it wild wind. It's whirlwind, but whatever.
It's some kind of wind. It's one of those mysteries. Like, what does the SR stand for in Strontium Behemoth? We'll never know the answers to these questions. Only Ted Wilsey knows.
Yeah, exactly. And there was only so many characters that you could have in the in this game. As we're gonna burn our last elixir for. Oh no, we're gonna burn ether instead. We're gonna save the elixir, I guess.
I think the W stands for wind. I think it's a wind.
It can't be just wind. It could be Wednesday. If you're Winnie the Pooh, because we do have the Pooh Bears and Vargas we had earlier. Javanator having a little bit of difficulty on Rexol, so I guess he's going to lose that time back here that Green Monkey had on Kefka. So
that's really the Rexol issue. Rexol he can be dangerous, and even if he's not dangerous, he can be time consuming. If you're an AoE party or you're a Merton party, you're gonna have to find new alternatives because you're gonna lose so much time with those silly soul savers as the trains come out over on Green Monkey's side.
And that is Shrine coming out, and we just hit the Meteor Swarm here. Hopefully we have Fenrir and Gollum here available for Green Monkey. Double Meteor. Uh-oh. It could be happening, chat. Half our team's down now. And we had to take a turn to unmute ourselves. Yep, we're going to revive Sleep to try to get him back to quiet him down. Because the more damage you do to him, the more agitated he gets, the more damage he's going to do to your party. So sometimes the best thing to do is just to heal him with Revivify or something to get him just back up to happy mode. And that was not enough as another Meteor comes out.
A really heads-up play, though, and that's exactly the level of competition we're seeing this late in the Battle Royale. That's not something you'd see in a early round of that kind of really quick decision to identify that you're in a lot of danger. It's time to throw Revivify out here.
Okay, looks like we made Sleep happy. He's back down again. He's not the screaming baby you might have in your house. As we got another whirlwind coming out. This is 3 whirlwinds in one fight. I have not seen that many whirlwinds in a K3 fight.
This is really, tier 3 is arguably the spookiest part of this whole fight.
Yeah, this is the most difficult stage. I mean, you have to fight. You basically have to fight the final boss 4 times over. Most Final Fantasies is only 2 or maybe 3 times. And this one, you have to fight 4. So, Final Fantasy 6 a little bit more difficult than other ones.
And we do have Javinator. Don't look now. Don't call it a comeback. But Javinator is hot on his heels. He's starting it up.
So 127.50 on the Switches. That was a 13.5 minute climb, so about a minute and a half faster. So he was 1 minute and 30 seconds faster.
He's making up time, especially with Green Monkey now. Green Monkey's being held up by Tier 3, which, again, that's something that's going to happen sometimes.
Oh my goodness. Double Meteos again. Oh no, Terra's down, but she does have life 3. Celeste is down. Jumping down is Shadow. Calmness comes out. Shadow's able to block the first one. Gollum blocks the second one. We lost Celeste, but we managed to move on.
And this is not what you want to see when you've got those lower level characters, and we're not that high level. I think we're mid 30s. I think we have a couple 36s, but you don't really want to go into Kefka without your full A team. So this, it's a little scary. Is he going to have the burst to get through those Goner windows without potentially having to play around ultimate counters?
Well, we do have our backup in Cyan. He is, unfortunately, dead body at the moment, but we can bring him up and does have a little bit of decent damage. So we do have that okay-ish damage that we can bring in from this fourth character. But first and foremost, we still got Mute on, I believe, Terra right now. Nope, she's fine. So Mute is only on Strago, so we just have to deal with that for now. See if we can pick up Cyan off the dirt, just to be a... Oh, she was still muted, okay.
Precious actions. You hate to have to spend these first actions with Kefka. These are the actions you want to get that quick damage and get that Mega Elixir, and instead you're spending it recovering from Girl and Sleep. It's not a great way to start the encounter.
No, but we do have Shadow Airborne putting in some early damage here as he burns the last Elixir on Terra. That's what he was saving it for. And, oh! Havoc Wing coming out. Oh, boy. This is what we were mentioning about the low health totals and seeing if we can keep up with the damage output that this boss was going to be dishing out here.
It's reminding me of that Doomgaze fight we saw from Javinator earlier, where you hate to start some of these difficult fights with half your team immediately on the ground. You want to come out strong, and instead you spend the first half of the fight stabilizing, recovering. And meanwhile, Kefka, he's not slowing down. He's going to keep throwing trains. He's going to keep throwing hyperdrives. He's going to keep throwing havoc wings. So there's no relenting from our good friend Kefka.
No, there isn't. As Strago's down again.
Well, he's old. He needs to take a nap now and again.
Yeah, I think Green Monkey is at the point where it's like, I'm just going to YOLO now. Life 3 into Merton cast.
When we're seeing that defense is not strong in this team, how will they hold up against a Goner?
Well, Terra's fine. She just took an Ice 3 for not even 1,000 damage, so I think she's going to be fine for a Goner. The question is can we get Strago up to enough health, and can Shadow be Strago enough health, and Shadow can be airborne when the Goner triggers? But I think Terra's fine. She can take a Goner no problem. Unfortunately, Celeste was the one that could heal off the Mertens, so having to cast the extra Cure 3 now to top off here. And here comes the Goner charge. So we can dump some damage.
Javinator's making his way up. He's on tier 2. He's not giving up yet.
Alright, so that was a 5-minute there. So we actually lost a bit of time there. He lost that minute 30 he had. So now we're back to even.
Now we do have some life 3s out here as well. So Goner, even if Goner takes some casualties, it won't be a complete loss here. We know Terra's going to survive. We know that Shadow, if Shadow falls down, he's going to get back up.
Okay, so Shadow was not airborne, but you're right, he did get back up. And Phoenix down on Cyan, so we're actually in a better position we were when we started this fight. Cure 2 is going to help a little bit. It's not going to be great. We do have Thunder Shields in our pockets, so we do have an options to pop some shields here. Okay, interesting.
A good shout out in chat there that Revendra has now cleared all these statuses, and that includes Life 3. So if he thought he had the insurance policy, that's gone now. So as we see Shadow immediately take a nap.
Yeah, that was a 4,000 damage Havoc Wing, no joke. Here comes the Goner charge up. Now we can drop our shields. I just believe we do have Fire Shield somewhere. Oh no, Celeste had the Fire Shield. We have an Ice Shield, so we only have 2 of our shields available still. We need to get Shadow Airborne right now. There we go. Here comes the Goner. Terra will be up. Cyan's going to go down. Struggle likely to go down. Yep, so Terra is still the only one up, but we do have the damage coming out from Shadow. Thunder Shield coming out from Terra. That could be a counter of this. Oh, I think I may be Kapow. It is! Green Monkey wins!
GG, Green Monkey. Spooky fight, but he pulls it out. What a finish for Green Monkey.
What a race.
And what an upset. Javinator comes in as the favorite and just gets squeaked out. A couple dead checks, that's all it takes.
Yeah, official time for Green Monkey is going to be 1:34:09.
Solid time with some challenging flags. You know, it was a scary Kefka fight, as I'm sure we'll be getting Green Monkey into to talk about it. But scary Kefka fight when you're spending all that precious time you want to be attacking. Instead, you're spending recovering from the last onslaught, waiting for the next one to come in. You know, really takes patience and skill to kind of navigate your way through that. So, you know, congrats to Green Monkey for feeling his way through that situation. Heads up play in tier 3 as well with the Revivify play. That was, you know, some near disasters that were very, very wisely avoided by Green Monkey. So really heads up play there.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to have to ask him all of that in just a little bit. Well, we got Javinator finishing off like a trooper here. Want to quickly remind everybody here that we do have some more racing action going on this week. Friday, around 4:30. We're going to see if we do a restream of that Inferno pod. That is the last pod that we have to do for this Battle Royale series. And on Saturday, the community race is back. Saturday, April 2nd, 7 p.m. Eastern on FF6 Worlds Collide on Twitch right here. We have a Green Monkey in channel. GG, bud.
Thank you.
GG, Green Monkey. That was what a great run. What did you think of that seed? How did that feel?
It felt good. It was a little touch and go for me, I felt like. But I feel like I threw myself at it early, and I think that was good. I got a little lucky. I think that I found was able to put together the Merton strats. I would have probably had to do a little shopping and stuff like that, if not. Because offense was a little tricky to come by, it seemed like. So I probably would have been bolt threeing, I guess, instead. But yeah, other than that, it was good. I had a bad situation with Funbaba. That I thought I had saved it outside, and I hadn't, so I had to like redo a boss, which is always terrible. But other than that, it was good.
Well, don't feel too bad because Javinator did have to do a Tri-Touch to fight 3 times, which happened to be the spicy chicken. So don't feel too bad on the refight there.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go there. Yeah, I imagine there were some different pathways in this one. I don't know if Javinator ended up with different characters and stuff, but...
Well, before you walked in here, Double Down did mention about your great survival techniques on K3. You want to walk through that?
Oh, man. Yeah. What the heck? K3 was an awful situation. I don't know why so many Mitos. And I revivified him, got him up 5k, because I was like, I'm gonna die if I don't, because we didn't have much hit points. I was like pretty low level overall, so like we couldn't stand too many Mitos as a group. But then I thought I was out of it, but I wasn't out of. I had to revivify him again, and I almost wiped there, and then I don't know. That was kind of brutal, but yeah, a bunch of life threes. I don't know what I was doing. I was just throwing stuff out by the end.
I mean, any way you get through it to get to the end. I mean, Kefka too. You had some very scary goner encounters. How were you sort of navigating your way through that? Were you watching the health total? What was the strategy there on Final Kefka?
Yeah, I think I knew I had a life three on Shadow, and I was just trying to. I res Cyan up really just to spread out the goner damage a little bit more. And then I knew I wasn't strong enough to like, I don't know, fight through Kefka's like counter phase, so I had to wait till the next goner and just bided my time, took my elemental shields off, got ready for it, and then went at it, I guess. Because Shadow was, I don't know, other than Shadow was doing 9k a whack maybe, but the rest were kind of like doing little 3k flicks. So
yeah, Shadow when he wasn't getting hit by 7,000 damage Havoc wings.
Yeah. I had to get him up quick. I was just like ready to Phoenix down him right away.
So any other takeaways from this flag set? I think you've done a few practice rounds. I think I've actually watched a couple of them. You had some really good ones too. But how are you feeling about the Battle Royale Week 5 flag set here?
I like it. Probably, I feel this is the one I feel maybe most comfortable with. Yeah, I feel like it's an interesting one. It's a lot different than the previous two. The last one we had to like level up a lot, I think, before even tackling the seed. And then this one is like, it's kind of backwards almost. Like it starts easy and then it gets like really hard. So you have to kind of approach it a little bit different. So, but it's cool. I don't know. It's an interesting, different, different flag set, I guess. So.
Now let's talk about the early game there. Really liked your pathing. Both me and Double Down both suggested the start path there that you took. You took the Gao checks into Lette River to get the early levels before going into Floating Island to get a couple more levels, and you got 3 espers, I believe, out of the island as well. So that was pretty good.
Yeah, floating continent's great. I don't know, or especially early on, it just like boosts your levels up. It, it does everything you want it to do, I guess. And then Gauss checks. I feel like Gauss checks are the best first checks in the game, so that's always good.
Yeah, first item shop you got the dried meat. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, didn't have to. That's always a stress, is if you have to like try to find that stupid thing. So. But yeah, luckily I didn't have to, so it was good. Oh.
Sounds like got worn out by this.
It was an exhausting, but it's good. I'm pumped.
Yeah, well, the punishment now is that you have to keep doing it. And next time, I think you've got normalize and distort to deal with, as well as some other fun changes. So, yeah, you've got more practice reps to get in now.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's just for the finals or if it's next one and the finals or what. Because this is week 5, right? So
yeah, week 5 and
one more with this one.
Yep, the flags stay the same for the quarters. So.
Oh, okay, my bad.
But then that normalize and distort will be interesting if I can get that far.
That's gonna be rough.
I've seen a couple of that and it looks very interesting. So anyway.
Well, GG, get some rest and maybe hit the ice bath or something to get yourself ready for next week here. And GG's from you, sir.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
GG. Congratulations, Green Monkey, the Doom Pod champion.
Doom Pod representing Double Down.
That's right. Hey, I'm not going to say I'm a homer, but I'm You know, I'm definitely pulling for my Doom brothers.
I'll
So
be,
keep up the great running.
thanks. I'll do my best for you guys. All right, guys. I'll see you.
See you later. And then right on that note, Javinator getting the Kapow on Kefka there. That is going to be a 143.03 for them.
God, and really, just doesn't that speak to the competition level that we're looking at here? That 143, that'd be a win in a lot of pods. A lot of these seeds, that would have been a decent time. And yeah, Green Monkey not making it easy for Javinator and getting the big upset. On one of those photo finishes too, with Gao, the last Moogle standing there.
Yeah.
Always a big way to finish there, where you've got that one sole survivor standing around the pile of bodies, celebrating the win.
And we have a Javinator in the chat now. Good job on the seed. Sorry about the loss, though. But how do you feel about the whole race in general there?
Absolutely terrible.
Oh,
That was
God.
awful. That whole thing felt awful from start to finish.
I mean, GG Jav, that was a tough seed. Walk us through it. I mean, what are your thoughts on all that?
Well, so I got in my head a little bit. I was pretty panicked when I hit like 50 chests open and I had basically no offense, but I figured maybe I could get a couple dragons out of the way early, jack my levels up, and then, you know, the offense doesn't matter as much if you've got the levels. And that kind of worked to get through the start of it. I double negatived when I went to go get the Dragoon set from the clock, so I wasted a bunch of time there. I thought it said they're not divisible by 20, which in my head, anyway, I double negatived that and messed it up for the clock, and then just running into some like Rexel was trolly. I got rid of Shadow because I figured I could make Cyan a jumper, and then he couldn't equip anything. And then I was like, well, I'm going to take this Poltergeist, which was very difficult, and I wiped a few times, to get an Orlance, which no one could equip except Shadow. And then I got Celeste, and I was tossed up between whether I kept Strago or Celeste. Like, did I want to spend the time shopping to get throw stuff that late in the game? Probably should have. And then I saw a Genji glove at the end of the game, and I was like, should I buy that and go Ragnarok at my weapon with Terra, and then maybe jump with the dice with Celis? I was trying to at my weapon jump with Celis, but then she kept getting hit and couldn't maintain her HP, so I just went with the dice. Yeah, I don't know. Just felt awful. Just felt like everything I was running into was exactly the opposite of the thing I needed to run into at the time I ran into it.
Yeah, I know you're not really a big fan of the fixed dice either, too. So, and having two sets of fixed dice, did that really change anything for you?
I don't mind it too much when jumping, but again, nobody could use them except for Celis. Like I've got jumpers, and no one can use the jumping stuff. Gao could never use anything decent. Like, it was just frustrating. Every avenue I wanted to take to do offense just kind of fell flat. Terra was doing okay, and I gave her the Ragnarok, but like Cyan couldn't equip the Ragnarok. I was gonna make him not a jumper, give him the Ragnarok, front row him, make Terra primary magic user, but couldn't use it. I was thinking about giving her a gauntlet, front row swinging. Probably should have done that, but yeah, I was just didn't feel very good.
Now, you had a bold strategy early, and I think we were both kind of, nodding and sort of marveling at it. But breaking those shields early, pretty bold play, especially, later as it turned out, Merton floating around. How did you come to decide that it was time to, just push all in with those elemental shields early on?
Well, it was a risk for sure. Merton is not always in seeds. I would argue most of the time it's not. It happened to be in this one, so it's a gamble that went the wrong way. Blizzard Orbs and Rage Rings were both available. Nobody could equip those either, so there's more bad luck. But yeah, I broke them because I needed to get through those fights, and I had no offense. And I had to get levels And so even if I went and did Serpent Trench, which I was thinking about doing for levels instead, I had no AoE. I was doing horrible damage. I was starting to think, do I go Coliseum? Do I loot Albrook? Do I shop World of Ruin Thamza? I don't know. I was starting to panic a little bit, I'm not going to lie. So I just went. I needed to get them killed, hoping I would get good items. And then I I let go of my push to talk, but I ended up getting 2 sets of fixed dice, which I basically couldn't use. So, yeah, not ideal.
Now, you brought it up. I don't think we were going to bring it up, but I'm curious. Do you have some sort of personal vendetta against Poltergeist? Because you seem very, very determined to murder that spicy chicken. Like, did he say something to you before the race? What motivated to really make sure that Poltergeist went down there?
Orlance. I wanted an Orlance. I had
You had
3
the hunger for the
I figured
Oh.
someone would be able to use. Surely one of the 3 would be able to use the Orlance. Not. So, yeah, it is what it is. But congrats to the Green Monkey. He's raced well all tournament. Consistency, held out and made the finals, and that's awesome. It's going to be a good finals for sure. Or semis or whatever. Next round, playoffs.
Yeah, quite an exciting turnout. You guys have been 1 and 2 in this pod since the very beginning. So, what a finish and what a run, Javinator. I know it's ending sooner than you probably expected. I think it's a shock, but you were running the table until now. So I think a really, really great battle royale season for you, and I think it's going to be exciting to see the next events. And I think I'll be hoping I don't end up seated with you next time, because you're a force of nature in these kind of events.
Don't kid yourself. You put up scary times when you knocked out Hefe in the first round with the big upset. So, yeah, don't sell yourself short. But yeah, GG's. It's been a fun tournament. Am I a little bit salty that I won every week and then lost this week? Yes.
Oh boy.
And I ended up putting up a time 20 minutes longer than I think any other time I put up during the tournament. But that's the rando. The randos. But yeah, it was fun. Love these tournaments. Community continues to grow. I'll be around for the next one.
GG, very well run race. He came out of there with a great time. I think we probably linked your streams, both of you, over the course of this. But again, anybody still listening, Javinator, Green Monkey, both some of the top racers we have. Great follows. So 100%, recommend, if you're not following these guys, follow them now. You're going to learn a ton. Great productions, and just a really well run race. Really happy to watch it. And you'll be getting him on the next one, I bet.
Yeah, GG's, bud.
Thanks all. Bye-bye. Good luck.
Bye. Well, we're going to wrap things up here. Good races today. Both races were amazing.
Yeah, a pair of great races, and I believe we have another one coming tomorrow at 4:30. Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct. So far for our Battle Royale 2022 quarterfinal, so far we have Fantasidon, Hash Malum, Kibasiago, Doesn't Dr. DT, and Green Monkey. The last 2 just came in today. And of course, we have our Inferno winner, which will be tomorrow, April 1st, April Fool's, 4:30 p.m. That is Zelfer versus Seto Kiyaba. We'll see if we can try to get a restream out of that one for you.
Now, Saberwolf, if I was a new person and I thought, this looks like a lot of fun, but they probably won't let me play with them, I'm probably not allowed to play this game, but is that true? And if it's not true, how could I get involved in Worlds Collide?
Well, you can get in Worlds Collide in multiple ways. We have, of course, our website at ff6wc.com. Go over there. You can roll your own seeds. We have some mogul seeds over there, which are very easy, kind of lower set levels, that you can learn the randomizer, learn where some of the locations are. I believe we were working on in the training area room that was going to have, we were going to reprogram the text from those people in that training area in Narsh to help you learn how to do the randomizer from there too, as well inside the game. And of course, you can from there you can go to our Discord where you can always ask questions in the Helpington section and ask away there. There'll always be somebody kicking around and will answer your question within about 20 or 30 minutes to your question when you post in there. We have a very active community, and everybody, all the volunteers are here, are more than happy to help you.
Yeah, I mean, really, really welcoming community. Great group. You know, it's a lot of fun. Get in there, play the seed of the week. You know, it's always different every week, always new, always exciting, and some great conversations. Great group of people. Yeah, don't not do it for a nice double negative there. You won't not regret it.
Yes, definitely. So we want to wrap things up here. Again, earlier, the 7 p.m. race here, we had Dr. DT, Over Jones. In this match, the 9 o'clock race we had was Green Monkey defeating Javinator in the Doom pod. So that sets us up for the Battle Royale quarterfinals here, minus the Inferno winner, of course. Again, that'll be tomorrow on Friday, April 1st at 4:30. Look, again, go to our Discord like that, see when the restream is going to possibly be, or just might throw up a multi and just have to watch it that way. So, yeah, I'll be watching that from work, so unfortunately.
Don't worry, I won't tell your bosses.
Oh, I appreciate that. And also, if you want to hang out with our community as well, don't forget on Saturday, we do have a race as well. Thursdays and Saturdays at 7 p.m. we try to do community races, but because of the whole Battle Royale, that's kind of taken precedence over our restreams during those times. But the community race is back this weekend, 7 p.m. Eastern. Once you get comfortable with playing this, if you want comfortable playing randomizer, you can always throw your name in the hat and try to get restreamed yourself. We try to restream 4 people twice a week and have a little fun with it. Of course, this is all for fun.
That's right, and it is a lot of fun, and it's a great group. And I think whether it's your first time or your 100th time, I think you'll always be welcome, and always great to see new faces on the streams and in the community. So definitely join in. It's a great group, and I think it's just a great time.
And you always learn something new every time you do this. Every time I commentate, I always learn something new that I didn't know about this game or about the randomizer. So that's always fun.
Isn't it amazing? This game is 20 years old, probably 26 years old or something like that, and yet still we're learning new things. So yeah, always new secrets to learn.
Anything else from you?
No, that's it. No, great race. Really fun one tonight.
All right. Well, I want to thank Javinator and Green Monkey FF. That's Javinator with a 0 instead of the O for his Twitch channel. That's Green Monkey FF for their Twitch channels. I am Saberwolf Gaming. That's 2 M's in gaming. We also have Double Down. What's your Twitch channel?
Oh, it's Double Down 11. DBL Down 11.
All right, and of course we're right here. FF6 Worlds Collide. VODs are also available on our YouTube channel as well. Hope you have a good night and enjoy the races, and hope to see you tomorrow. Take care and bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.